All right, everyone, welcome. I guess we are good enough to start off with the AMA. We have about 94 participants so far. So, guys, you're welcome to join in and also invite your friends while the AMA is actually going on today. We are having an awesome AMA with VSC, which is Vyvo Smart Chain. The Vyvo Smart Chain is a new digital sharing economy, and also the VSC, which is Vyvo Smart Chain, redesigns the way people's health data is shared and monetized, giving back the control and ownership to the people who should own them and their value. So, you're welcome, guys. Could you please give us a brief introduction of yourself? And before that, guys, do understand that this is not a financial advice. Everyone must make sure to do their own research. And if you look at the community, you will discover that I have pinned some links that you can dig into and make sure to follow their Telegram group and also be a member of the Twitter and also make very good research and come up with very good questions. And also make sure to be attentive from the start of the AMA to the end. So, guys, you're welcome once again. Can you give us a brief introduction of yourself and the team behind VSC?
I'm not sure.
Hello,
Fabio.
Mariana. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do you see me?
Yeah, I can see you clearly, Fabio. I can see you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so hello everybody, and thank you for having us today at this AMA. We are really very excited to be on this one of our first AMA here for the community. And so I will give you a brief introduction of myself, the team, and then of course Mariana is here with me. Is one of the co-founder and the CEO of the Vyvo Smart Chain, and so she will also give a brief introduction. So my name is Fabio Galdi. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Vyvo Smart Chain. I'm basically a technology entrepreneur with a long career in technology projects. Going back to the early 90s, where I launched one of the very first internet providers in Italy. If I'm not wrong, I was like the second largest internet provider. And then I continued my career in everything that was about innovation technology. Everything that is technology, science, it's my passion. So in the 1996, I actually moved to Asia, to Singapore and China, where I spent basically more than 20 years, and where I built the success of my company and my project. So I've been involved into technology projects from, again, internet to telecommunication. I was launching one of the first residential voice over IP services back in 2005, and then I move on with the old new trends and technology, arriving to the 2016, where I have launched my first wearable technology company, and this is what we will be talking today. So it was a wearable technology company. It was one of the first health smartband, a smartwatch that was launched early in 2016, and that is where actually everything started, where the Vyvo Smart Chain project actually started. So today I'm putting all my resources and commitment into launching the Vyvo Smart Chain project, which I will introduce to you in a moment. Vyvo Smart Chain team is made by, I think, over 100 people around the world. The organization has a base in Singapore, United States, Europe, India, Japan, Taiwan. We are in numbers of countries where a team of engineers, computer engineers, software engineers, data specialists and scientists, AI specialists, they all working together to build this amazing platform that we are about to make it public. I mean, the project's been already in the market since the past almost 12 months in testnet and in numbers of testing and validation of the concept. And today we are actually starting to bring this project publicly. And I will give you more information about that. The team, again, is a tremendous team made of experts and passionate about blockchain technology, but not only blockchain technology, because the project goes also into the wearable technology, where there are requirement of expertise in electronics, in sensors, data scientists, AI. So we have a multidisciplinary team of experts that are supporting and backing up the project. Some of them you can see on our website. It's a new website, vyvo.com, vyvo.com, and you can see all the details about our founders and some of our key members. So Mariana, I pass the mic to you for a brief introduction, and so we can go next for the introduction of the project.
Thank you, Fabio. Can you guys hear me well?
I think, can you speak again to your mic? I seem to be having trouble. I could hear Fabio clearly, but I seem to be having a problem. Can you speak to your mic again?
Is it better?
Yeah, quite better. Go ahead.
Okay. So, well, thank you, Fabio, for the introduction. Thank you guys from Crypto Wolf. We're super excited because this is our first video AMA. So it's always very special. I come from the technology and marketing background. I have 22 years experience in that. And I basically did everything that has to do with models that disrupt. So I was lucky enough to onboard Waze. I don't know if in your countries Waze is big, but Waze is an app that changed everything about the way you drive in the big cities, and it has a lot to do with user-generated information. So everything that has to do with data and community-based and user-generated information disrupting a model, this is something that I'm very passionate about. I was also involved with Spotify and Snapchat in the beginning of Snapchat's journey. And I got into crypto doing DeFi Summer. I assume most of you guys also started that. And decentralized finance is something that I'm very passionate about, giving people the power to own their assets, to own the decisions, and to study enough to be able to make their own choices. And this is what eventually brought me to start VSC with Fabio, because as we're going to explain along the way, this is very much what we're looking to do.
Okay, thanks guys. I'm having trouble getting the pronouncement. Is it the Vyvo Smart Chain or is the Fabio Smart Chain? I'm pretty much I'm pretty much comfortable with calling it VSC anyway. All right, so we just proceed. Can you tell us a bit about the inspiration behind Vyvo Smart Chain, and also what are some of the goals? What are some of the things you're looking to change in the crypto space? What are your foundational goals right now? What can you give us a bit about that?
Okay, so Mariana, you want me to go ahead on this topic? Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, that is a great question. I like it, and I especially like to share what is behind the inspiration, the reason why we are going through the blockchain technology and what we want to achieve in the blockchain space, but not only in the blockchain space, because in a moment you're going to understand that in this project is much more than a blockchain project, but it's a project that involves many aspects of the people real life and the people day by day life. So we were inspired by the fact that the moment we launched a wearable technology in 2016, and that was a very early stage of this kind of technology, you know, the very first health smart band, a smartwatch. Apple was about there, you know, it was just a few shortly that they launched their Apple Watch. And so we started to see a tremendous adoption of this technology from the market. So we understood that the wearable technology could address the new frontier of the digital health. So where people can self-quantify their health and wellness status, can start to understand about their health and their condition. And we was very aggressive on proposing to the market technology and sensors that at that time, 2016, was very innovative. For example, our health band was able, I think was one of the first able to measure ECG or EKG from people. So the electrocardiogram, we were able to measure oxygenation, blood pressure, and we was one of the first that was doing remote monitoring of the health condition of other people that was wearing the device. So wearable technology adoption has become incredible. In only a few years, right now we arrived to over 220 million people using wearable technology every day, and a total of over 1 billion IoT sensors and devices that are collecting health and wellness data. So we realized that with this huge adoption of this technology and wearable technology, there was one problem, that is how the Web 2 and how the big tech corporation are actually using user data. This is really a wide problem in the entire industry. This is what the Web 3 is trying to do and propose as shift from a centralized world, a world where in the Web 2 people are just products of this big tech, and where data are used for any purpose. They are sold, they're used for addressing advertisements and making decisions. And now that AI is becoming, so predominant, there are a lot of applications about your data. So until now, when it comes to data that are related to your commercial habits, so the things that you like to buy or you like to shopping, people are quite okay, because somebody even say, yeah, this is good, so I can have a proposal of products and merchant and services that are related to what is my habits and my direction. So people are not really annoyed by the fact that these data are used by this big corporation. But when it comes to health and wellness data, the story is different. This is the most intimate data and information that you have and you don't want to share with anybody. And the reason is very simple. Insurance company, if financial institution are looking for your data to establish if your policy or your premium on your insurance need to be at a higher level, at low levels, even is a financial institution that may decide wherever to loan you money or to give you a mortgage based on your health data. And you can get denied a mortgage for your house just because someone has access to your health data. So when it comes to health data, the story is completely different. So people deserve privacy, control over the data, and of course, why not monetization? Because you own the value of the data, you own and control your data, and so monetization. Why not? This is a company like Google, like Facebook, and others. They making billions of dollars and trillions, even trillions, on your data. So we were thinking how we can leverage on blockchain technology to address the issue of letting people get back in control of their data, owning them and their value. And so we just find that what is happening about Web3 And the concept, the philosophy behind Web3, it was exactly what it needed to be done to address the question about the wearable technology and the IoT health sensors data. So we got the idea to create the first decentralized digital health platform for wearable technology and IoT sensor data, so that the user of our technology and our ecosystem are able to have a full control over their data, privacy over their data, and monetize their data just wearing every day their technology, their wearable technology, like they do normally. So we discovered that that could be the perfect platform to bring people from the old Web 2 approach to the new Web 3 approach when it comes to your health and wellness data collected by your wearable technology. So this is the first objective that the blockchain, our Vyvo Smart Chain, is having in terms of mission. And the second objective is about the data market. The data market is something that is getting to $1 trillion of revenue and demand in the market, because now, especially for the growth of the AI models and AI applications, the market is now demanding this kind of data in an anonymous way, so without personal information, to train AI models, to train for machine learning, deep machine learning. So all models that need a huge amount of data, they and to train and to create the AI models, they need this kind of data. And of course, scientific and medical institution, pharmaceutical companies. So this is a huge market for this kind of data, but there are no platform that exists today that allows this player to safely buy data that are not being tampered. They are original. Where we can validate the origin and the creator of the data, and with a system that is trustless, is fully decentralized, so that the access to this data become seamless for the data buyer. So we are building right now an ecosystem around the blockchain technology. Vyvo Smart Chain is a layer 1 blockchain. It's a layer 1 blockchain that we used to call a purpose-built blockchain, because it's not a general blockchain. It's a blockchain that has been built to create the first decentralized digital health platform for wearable and IoT health data. It's an hybrid validation system we call POS plus POSE, which is proof of sensing. So we are able to validate our data blocks from the wearable technology with a secure element that will participate and will be used for validation on the blockchain. So I won't go in the details. Our documentation is all available on our website. So I will try to stay a little bit on the concept and the business model, so that you guys can understand what actually are creating and we are achieving.
Okay, awesome. So that's a very good one. And guys, please, if you're listening and you're just joining in, do make sure to head over to Crypto Wolf Community and make sure to follow all the links that I have pinned in the community. Follow them on Twitter and make sure to join in on their Telegram and Discord to stay up to speed with all the updates that they would have for us for the future. And that is also for those of us that might be having questions, and we might not really end up picking you in this session, so you would do well to send your questions to the community or any other inquiries. So we forge ahead. Let's talk about your ecosystem quickly, and just tell us a bit about your ecosystem, your governance, also your revenue generation mechanism. Can you give us some few details about this?
Absolutely. So, as I just mentioned, VSC is a purpose-built blockchain. So the ecosystem that we are creating, it's built around the concept of wearable technology, on data distribution, and data ownership and monetization. So what will be built in this ecosystem, and what has already been built, first of all, is the the wearable manufacturer. So the ecosystem will be populated by numbers of wearable technology manufacturer. In the first instance, we have a Vyvo and Hilo, which is the first wearable device that is already connected to the ecosystem. This is one of the examples I'm wearing right now. And we are adding right now Apple Watch. So Apple Watch will be another wearable technology that will be connected to our ecosystem. And we have a numbers of other brands like Fitbit, Google, and Garmin, and many other wearable technology, also small brands that will be part of this ecosystem. The other part of the ecosystem, which is very important for the people to understand how the project works, it's about the data miners. So, and this is very unique about this blockchain. This is not a blockchain where our members and community members, they just invest in our coin and they wait that the price goes up to sell. But our community, which now it's I think more than 52,000 people, we're getting like a couple of thousand people every few days. And so these people, they are using the products. So they are participating into the ecosystem, wearing the wearable technology, producing data every day. And so we call this function into the ecosystem data miners. So we got data owners. So are all our community members that produce data every day, and they get rewarded with the VSC coin for producing such data. So this is a fundamental part of the ecosystem, because this is a massive numbers of people that every day buy a wearable technology, connect this wearable technology to the Vyvo Smart Chain, and they start to mine data, so produce data for our DDH, it's called the Decentralized Digital Platform, and they get rewarded every day with the VSC coin. So, sorry. So the other aspect of the ecosystem is we call it data NFT. So in order to connect your device to the data mining capability on the VSC, our user need to mint an NFT. It's an ERC-721 NFT that they mint on our platform. The platform is called In Persona, is an application that everybody can download from iOS or Google Play. And through this application, our members can mint an NFT. It's a data NFT, the correct name. And with this NFT, they actually get the ownership of the wearable technology. They confirm the ownership of the wearable technology and the ownership of the data. So basically, the rewards on the data that are produced are paid to the NFT. So this is a full Web3 approach, full decentralized approach. So whoever owned that NFT actually received the rewards from the data distribution.
So you're saying, you're sort of saying that the value for the NFT actually determines the value of the wearable technology. And also, like what you're putting on right now, you just showed it to the audience. What product is that? Because you mentioned the Apple product coming soon.
Yeah, the wearable technology that will be part of the ecosystem is not only our own produced Hilo and Vyvo wearable technology, but we will invite other wearable technology, and we will connect other wearable technology to the blockchain so that they can participate into the data rewards and data monetization. So in this case, very soon, Apple will be one of the Apple Watch will be one of the wearable that can be bind to the NFT, so that can be connected to the NFT, and the data with the authorization of the user can flow to our blockchain, and the user can get rewarded. So it's a very simple system, and this is something I wanted to mention after that. is that, the migration from Web 2 and Web 3, it's really seamless because people just use our wearable or Apple Watch or other wearable technology without really knowing how blockchain works. Blockchain is the underlying technology and infrastructure that make all the system run, but our users and our community members, they just use wearable technology. So opening to, for example, Apple Watch, of course, means to us the opening of our ecosystem to a larger audience, since Apple Watch right now has almost 65% of the wearable technology share in the marketplace. And so we are trying to grow the ecosystem with the numbers of wearable technology that they can get the same benefit, they can offer the same benefit to their users, to their users base, which means, growing and increasing the community, the VSC community. So I hope I answer your question about the wearable technology players.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, thank you. All right. So, Mariana, you have something to add, or should I? Can I go ahead?
Well, I think I can summarize in maybe very, very simple terms. The purpose of this blockchain is to give users the power to collect their data through their devices, whether it's one of the devices that we already have or new devices that are, or other devices that are compatible to VSC. They need a data NFT. You mentioned price of the data NFT. Those are fixed prices. The data NFT doesn't have a specific value based on how much data it can collect, but it allows you to have access to your data and create data blocks in the blockchain. So there's no speculative factor into the price of the data NFTs. And then we have different levels that provide different abilities to collect more or less data, but there's no speculation in the price of the NFTs because it's just a tool in our case.
And Mariana, I think you did a very good point here, because I guess that people used to hear about NFT connect to collectibles, to art, and to this kind of application. In our case, we are using NFT in its very original meaning and functionality, which is to give digital identification, a digital ownership of something. So in our case, the data NFT gives you the ownership of the device. So that device is uniquely bonded to the NFT. And so with the NFT, you also have the ownership on the data produced. So that is, for me, it's a fantastic application of data and of the NFT, the ERC-721 type of NFT. And right now we have minted, I think, over 52 or 55,000 NFT that they are already being used by our users. We have different levels of NFT. The level of NFT give some attributes that make the data collection on the wearable technology to be on different frequencies. So, for example, a level 1 data NFT collected data every 3 hours, and a level 2 every 1 hour, level 3 every 30 minutes. So based on the level of the NFT, we can collect more data from the wearable technology. So if we collect more data, we pay more rewards, and the users get more benefit in terms of monetization.
And that's just in our case, in our specific small world that we are starting. But then when we think of where this is going to go, the direction this is going to go is any IoT device or that collects health data that becomes compatible could potentially give the user of this device the ability to monetize the data in the marketplace that we have. So if you have an Apple Watch, you already use your watch, nothing changes, but you get an NFT connect to your watch. And from that point on, you're mining crypto with your heartbeat information, for example. There's not a lot of effort that needs to be done in the side of the user to start collecting and monetizing the data. And the reason we do that is because we are challenging the current model of health data being sold. We feel strongly about this, that users are being farmed of their data, and they do not have the choice to refuse, and they do not have the participation in the value of this data. That is the mission that we're following today. We want to provide everybody the ability to partake in the marketplace of their own health data if they choose to do so. And this is valid for our devices. This is valid for any device that collects data that becomes compatible to us. So you're giving access to 1 billion devices to a market that is the size of $1 trillion that they can tap into. That is where we are looking to go.
Mariana, also continuing on the ecosystem part, of course, our ecosystem will also have more traditional components of other blockchain. For example, we have DeFi and centralized finance projects like a ramp on, a ramp off for crypto on our platform, on our blockchain. For example, just to give you another hint on the products, the wearable technology has a MasterCard chip inside with a special partnership we have with the MasterCard, where our user can use the ramp that have been built on our ecosystem to technically cash out their rewards directly from the wearable technology. So imagine receiving rewards every day from your data and then spending directly like you do with your Apple Pay. You just tap on the POS and any NFC Apple Pay POS, and you can make your payment just using and cashing out your rewards. So that's make the ecosystem very attractive and very compelling with a day-by-day life. So we are trying to create an ecosystem that can supply to our members the whole functionality within the scope of the VSC that is about, as I say, wearable technology and the ownership and monetization of the data. And other components, of course, the traditional components are connected to staking, to running a node validator, because of course we want to reach a full decentralization of our network. So now we're at the early stage. So our network is currently run with approximately 50 nodes that are run directly from the foundation, but we will soon open to the ecosystem the possibility for anyone to become validators, to run their own nodes, and to start to earn on staking offer that will be available in our tokenomics. So that's a lot of things. We're just at the early stage, so we have a lot really of news and things that are going on. We're very busy roadmap that you can consult on our website and have some idea of what are the next steps into the development of the project.
I can actually see that a lot of development going on, a lot of expectations. So thank you, Fabio, and also Mariana, for that very well informative answer. And I know that VSC has actually come to stay. So I'm glad you actually spoke about staking, but I wanted you to talk about a bit briefly about your tokenomics and the VSC coin as well as the funding. So just give us a sneak peek into that before we move on to the Twitter segment.
Okay, so of course, as I say, the staking opportunity and the node validators opportunity is connected to the tokenomics that in a VSC. I'm trying to give you really a brief introduction and understanding of our tokenomics. Our tokenomics is based on a max supply and a deflationary system. So that means the amount of coin that are in the market will deflation instead of inflation, and that is guaranteed by a numbers of mechanisms that will contribute to burn VSC from the market on a constant basis. So this is a very important point of our tokenomics, because many every time you judge a project, whatever is a valid project or not, in my opinion, you should start to look into the tokenomics. You start to analyze the tokenomics, understand if this is tokenomics is sustainable. And unfortunately, I've seen many projects where tokenomics has been designed for short-term objectives and to address specific needs of a foundation or a project of funding and on a short-term objective. And then when you start to move 3-4 years and more away from your initial stage, you start to see that the tokenomics is not any longer valid for the new circumstances, the new environment. So in our case, I think we did an important job on the tokenomics because we have a plan at long run, so at long term. So we have seen the impact of the tokenomics today during the launch and after years, after 2 years, after 3 and 5 years. Imagine our tokenomics have an halving program over 40 years, where every 4 years we slash the supply by half, and as I say, a numbers of burning event. This is based on burn and equilibrium concept, where for example, every time our members mint an NFT, the foundation get 35% of royalties on the NFT that are used to burn VSC from the market. Another example, when we onboard a new wearable technology or IoT sensors company, they need the private keys to run the POSE, so the proof of sensing protocol, and these private keys burn VSC from the market. And of course, the major contribution of the burning process will be the data buyers. This is a very interesting part. I mean, when buyers buy our data from the DDH platform, they are actually burning VSC from the supply. So we are very positive, very bold about our tokenomics. And so, of course, if there are any specific questions, we will be happy to answer.
All right. That's completely impressive. I think you actually skipped a question I asked, but before we get to that, I wanted you to actually talk about the fact that individuals can actually contribute to companies and institutions, and also I am also glad that you spoke about the tokenomics in very simple details. So we would quickly head to the Twitter segment, and while we're answering that, you can just take the time to answer that aspect of my question. And before we do that, guys, do make sure to follow the rules and make sure to follow all the links that has been posted. And so are we ready for the Twitter questions? We have 5. All right, awesome. So the first person is asking, collaborations is one of the important aspects of a project to its huge success. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm one of the believer that solo players will never go anyway further and far away. So I believe in collaboration on many levels. In our case, the answer about what is our collaboration strategy, it's a little bit more complex and different from other wearable technology, other blockchain projects. And the reason is that in this project, there are numbers of technology involved. So it's not just about blockchain, it's not just about the blockchain ecosystem, but we have other technology aspect involved, which goes from the wearable technology itself, the sensor capability, data scientists, AI, and a numbers of collaboration and partnership that will affect the success of the project. So I want to mention just a few of them. For example, from the technology standpoint and the wearable technology, we are partnering with rock solid technology company like Infineon. So our wearable technology devices are equipped with secure elements provided by Infineon. It was one of the leader into secure elements and encryption chip. And so we are fully backed by Infineon technology for the protocol that allow us to validate our data. And then, of course, other technology partners like Analog Device, Texas Instruments, and Godix, and numbers of big tech players that are backing our wearable technology. When it comes to a blockchain, on the blockchain, one of the supporter of the interoperability and the cross-chain application. So I'm sure you recently have heard or read about our new partnership with the VeChain. VeChain is a blockchain, is one of the very old blockchain with impressive technology and impressive capability. The CTO of VeChain is one of our advisor member. So we expect to leverage on the expertise and experience of VeChain to contribute into the development of the VSC technology. Of course, someone can say, oh, but this, you don't see them as competitors. Why you are cooperating with other blockchain companies and projects? And again, in my opinion, this is not going to be an industry with 2 or 3 players, right? Like probably have happened with OS, like you got Windows, you got Linux, you got a Mac, and then you have no more players. Here, I believe, and this is my opinion, that this industry is going to have a numbers of players. And so interoperability and cross-chain functionality, and so partnership with other blockchain are fundamental for the future of the ecosystem and for the user experience. If we really want to make Web3 become something that is easy to use for everyone, we need to give the possibility for people to use multiple technology without much board or a blockage and problem. In a special terms with the VeChain, since they are involved into sustainability projects, we found a perfect match, as a health and wellness is the second and third item of the UN agenda for the sustainability in the next 30 years. And so we could play a very important role into the development of sustainability-based projects. And VeChain is one of these companies, this blockchain that is very active in that area. And because of the new technology that we are about to launch in the market connect to the environmental monitoring and censoring, we find a really perfect fit to cooperate with VeChain. And of course, then there are other cooperations that are important to us in the other aspect of the ecosystem. For example, on the on and off ramp capability to use DeFi and financial service on the blockchain, with the cooperation with MasterCard, for example. I was mentioning before that MasterCard is one of the partners that allow us to use this amazing technology on the wearable. We have just onboarded Stripe. So Stripe is another tremendous platform that is backing our operation in terms of payment processor. We're a company like Gemalto. And so I think this is a very impressive amount of partners and vendors that will allow VSC to move through the roadmap with a rock solid partnership that will not pose any risk for developing things that are only on our shoulders. So our team, as I told you, is a big team. We're almost 100 people, but this project is going to be massive, and we would require a lot of external cooperation, partnership, and strategic alliance in order to be success in the market.
Wow, absolutely fantastic. I guess this user is actually here right now and he has gotten the answer to his question. We move on to the second question for the Twitter segment. We have all five. He said almost 90% investors just focus on price of token in short term instead of understanding the real value of the project. What are the benefits you actually get for being a part of this for long term? Because you actually asked about partnership, but I think that you've actually covered that. So let's just focus on the B part of his question.
I can take that one. So whether price goes up or down in the short term, it doesn't really make a difference if you understand the nature of the project and how the tokenomics is structured in a way that there will be deflationary measures based on growth. So if you think of VSC where we are today, 500,000 people wearing the devices, 10% of them onboarded from Web 2 into Web 3 and are now mining crypto and being part of the ecosystem. This is just our small test phase to the next phase that we're going, where we start onboarding 300 other types of devices into the ecosystem. Consider that every time a new data NFT gets minted to be able to connect any device to the blockchain, there will be a burning event potentially. So this has an impact in the price or in the supply of the coin. If you consider a growth period of time, this is very much long term. So this is the first part that's important to take into consideration. Every time you grow and you have more data NFTs being minted to onboard these millions of people that are using all their devices, there will be an impact in supply. Second important phase is as soon as the digital health marketplace data is available to the data buyers, they need to buy VSC to be able to buy the data from the users. Consider that, again, we are bridging, we are functioning as a bridge between the data owners and the data buyers. You will have millions of people with their data available to be sold in a marketplace and the data buyers that will consume this data. This operation will generate a huge impact in supply. So this is not a short, although there might be some speculation on the short term, this is a project built to sustain itself on the growth long term. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, perfectly.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mariana. Thanks, Fabio, for that. For the second question that you answered from the Twitter segment, absolutely brilliant. I think this person is asking of your Web3. He's saying, as a Web3 project, are there any plans to onboarding more people, most especially the Web2 communities, into your ecosystem? And will there be governance model where community can share their ideas and suggestions?
Okay, yeah. As Mariana mentioned just now, currently Vyvo community count over 500,000 people that are already using our wearable technology. So we are in a process to make a transition of these people from Web 2 to Web 3, and this is happening very fast. As I mentioned to you, this is coming in a counter of few thousand in every few days. So we count that our 10% of conversion from the current community can rapidly increase in terms of adoption. However, for us, it's very important also to look at the market, and the market that we are talking about, it's over 1 billion of people that are using today wearable technology in form of a smart band or smartwatch or IoT sensor devices like the one for the diabetes, for blood pressure, many other kind of sensors. So since the project is not opening for the market in terms of crypto offering, okay, so here I want to be very clear. We are not going to market into the communities and say, oh, buy my token, buy my coin, this is going to the moon, or wherever is the hype to invest into a crypto project. Here we're going to the market with a more traditional marketing strategy where people just buying every day wearable technology to use for their own health and wellness purpose before even consider that they can earn money on their data and they can protect and control their own data and monetization. So that is one aspect very, very important. This is already a huge amount of people that they will just onboard it because they want that wearable technology. They want to use that features about their health and wellness tracking. And I have to say, we have a tremendous technology. We have tremendous health and wellness device, probably one of the most advanced health band in the market. We receive awards recently from Deloitte as a top fast growing technology company, ranking 53 in Silicon Valley. A few months ago, we get the EI magazine awards of the best wearable technology design in the market. So this technology will be demand regardless of the blockchain offering. And this for us, it's huge because we will have a guaranteed pool of let's say market that will come on board in our community. And then of course we will have all the rest of people that are already using wearable technology and they are interested in to protect and control their data, and obviously people that they want to make some money because I mean, you monitor your health, your wellness every day, which you already do with your technology or your other wearable technology, but you start earning money. So, I mean, we pay people every day with VSC coin, which eventually is going to be sold in the market and then provide a very good income for your data. So the answer about how we're going to approach the market and get more people in the community, I feel very confident, and we can see the number every day. So that's, of course, is going to have a tremendous impact on our tokenomics and our supply and demand for VSC.
And then the next phase, right? When we onboard all of the other devices, which is obviously the biggest part of the pie, besides the ones that we already have in-house. And this is the biggest impact in the supply of the coin and in the tokenomics that the users can expect. In
yeah, absolutely. Because
any device,
go ahead.
You have that's compatible, you start mining, you start getting your rewards, and you use a card to cash out the rewards. Yeah. And that's it.
Because
very
I mean,
simple,
that's
very easy.
Yeah. And scalability at that point would be amazing because it won't involve the production capability or the logistic and shipping issues and challenges. So I think the two way to go to the market with our own wearable technology and with existing wearable technology will give a tremendous scalability opportunity to the entire project.
That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. We are down to the second to the last question for the Twitter segment. This person is asking, what are your top priorities in 2023, and could you share some plans for the upcoming year without proper marketing and capital infusion? Project dies, and how do you convince us that you have adequate marketing power and capital to push this project to the top?
Okay, so the 2023 basically has a very important goal and objective. You know, we are in the last quarter of 2023. Will be the listing of VSC coin. So this will happen in the next few days. So we have a number of exchanges that will list our VSC coin, and this will be a process. So we will start with 4 or 5 exchanges, then we will move into numbers of exchanges to grow and expand our presence on both centralized and decentralized platform. So to be honest, this is now really a focus for us, because until now the project have achieved tremendous results and numbers without even be public. So here we're talking a project that is full operational it's already in the market and it's not even been public. You have also to understand that we have not gone through ICO. We got some initial investment, a seed investment, and then the community itself have contributed every day, using the service, minting NFT to buy VSC and create some economy that have originated a very important supply of liquidity for the foundation for going forward and developments. Of course, this is a process in the 2024. We will have a forward offering because we already know that the supply we have right now in the market in terms of liquidity is not enough for the demand of VSC coin, because the demand of VSC coin will be originated now already from next month for when we start the campaign of staking node validators. Just imagine that for running of node validators, someone will need to stake 500,000 VSC coin, and we have people lining up, with requests to run node validators. So definitely we will need more liquidity in the market. And the foundation is planning, has a reserve for public and investment allocation that will be wisely used during 2024 to both increase liquidity for the foundation to make more investment in development, and as you say in the question, not die, and also, of course, to provide the right liquidity to the market, because again, we are very confident that we will need soon more liquidity, more VSC in circulation, because of the demand that is about to be generated, both from the community acquisition, new members acquisition, node validators, staking. And we are not even talking about the data buyers that will come into the play at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025. So this demand alone, we are planning to supply with allocation that is already been reserved. You can consult our allocation schedule on the Vyvo.com website. The website has been published just yesterday. So guys, this is a new for everyone that was following the old website. You can take a look of the brand new Vyvo.com website. So I hope I answered the question. Mariana, if you want to add anything I've missed or maybe not make clear, please go ahead and add more information.
No corrections, but one comment for the community, and I know how important it is to be early in some projects. And when they mention some projects die very soon, we haven't even been born if you think of everything that's coming in the next 12 months. So this is the phase where we're actually starting, and the fact that you guys are here with us here super early in the stages of the project, and you will be able to see everything that's coming in the next 12 to 18 months really fast. So I wouldn't even consider this a moment where we are mature to assume that there will be a decay in all of the development that's coming. We did everything we did in a controlled environment with our own known community, and now is the time that we press the button and start opening the gates to everybody else that's part of the wearable device and the IoT community that wants to join. So this is the moment that we're actually being born, in my point of view.
And Mariana, probably I did not answer about there was a part of the question was about the governance and how the community can contribute for the development of the project. So I want to be very quick on this part. As I mentioned just earlier, we are opening the node validator campaign, which means we will start a process into a full decentralization of the project, which will involve, of course, a governance model that will be based on the most traditional, proof of stake kind of consensus and validation mechanism. So there will be, of course, a governance, but I also want to be very clear. at this stage, because the development is probably at 50% of its its course, and we still have a long way to go in terms of building the data marketplace, completing the data decentralization process and flow. So there are a lot of parts of the project that have not been completed yet. As Mariana just mentioned, we are at a very infant and early stage. So this additional part of the development need to be done in a controlled environment, which will require a little bit more centralization from the decisional making point of view. But it's important to understand that as any blockchain that starts the campaign of node validation and the decentralization of its network, it will soon arrive to a point where a governance will be announced and will be implemented within the network.
That would be the traditional voting way, right? But we are also the type of project where the co-founders are on Discord. And sometimes we show as admin, but sometimes we show as ourselves. So a lot of the development decisions and timings are done based on feedbacks from our community too, because they are the ultimate users of the platform. And we take a lot of time and we put a lot of effort in listening to their feedback. So participating on Discord or the social platforms where we can chat is also a way to help and give your voice and participate in the decision-making process of development or other things related to the growth of the blockchain.
All right. Thank you so much, Fabio. Thank you, Mariana. Wow, I wish you guys can continue. We've had a lot of time to actually digest all the information that you have given us, and the website is absolutely beautiful. You mentioned that you spoke about the new website. That's what we have. What I'm currently looking at is actually the new website, right?
Yes, correct. It's the new one, just published
All
last
right,
night.
cool, wonderful. So we have some questions from the live session. We're going to be picking 5 people to ask the questions. If you're ready, I would go ahead to unmute some participants.
Yes.
Okay, guys, do make sure to raise your hands and follow all the rules and be a part of the Telegram group and follow them on Twitter and their Discord. We've made everything absolutely easy for you. Do ensure to also make very good research and come up with good questions. So first, I have unmuted Mastermind. Mastermind, can you hear us?
Pagla. Apa lagi? Of course.
Okay, my question is, when the AMA announcement was made, I first went straight to the project website to try opening on different browser. So, but I was unable to access it. So is this website or the site restricted to only people from a particular part of the world?
No, I mean we don't have restriction on the website. The website, as I mentioned, was published last night, so I'm not sure probably if you have tried to access the website during the deployment of it or for any reason was blocked, but we don't have any IP blocks on the website. We do have a restriction on our D app in persona for onboarding some restricted country that are in sanction list. So there are some of them, of course, that for compliance reason cannot be onboarded. But I mean, generally, now everything's up and running, so you can enjoy and look at the section of the website, which will have, of course, improvements and new information and more contents to be added in the next few days and weeks.
Okay, nice, that's fine. And I also noticed that there is no security in your Telegram group when I joined. How do you make sure that bots do not join and people do not post links not related to the project? Lately, are there plans to integrate into other chains in the near future?
Mariana, you can answer.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for the feedback. We'll check with the team and we'll make sure that this is done right away. Thanks for that.
I also
All right,
want to
thank
say
you.
that the Telegram group, same as the other channels we have, is supervised by Administrator 24H. As I mentioned, we are in a numbers of time zone that goes from Australia, Japan, Singapore, India, Europe, United States, both East and West Coast. So we basically are supervising and monitoring the channel, trying to give the max possible opportunity of expression to everyone, and of course moderating, banning. But we will get back to you on the techniques that could be used for blocking bots and things like that. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you very much. That's cool. Anyway, Mariana, you have a nice smile.
Okay, thank you, Mastermind. Thanks for the awesome question, by the way. And I see Ellie.
Hello,
Ellie,
sir.
unmute your device. You're allowed to speak.
Okay. My question is, I am interested to invest in your project. When and where can I buy your token? Is it already listed exchange? This is my question, sir.
Okay, right now VSC coin is not listed yet. The listing will happen in the next few days on a numbers of centralized exchanges around the world. We still cannot disclose the names of the exchanges and the exact day and time because the restriction due to the exchanges policies. We can basically disclose information some 24 hours before, some other 48 hours. But as we are communicating within our channel, the listing will happen this month. Okay, so this month we will have our first 5 exchanges, and then this is a process that will continue. We have a lineup and a pipeline of exchanges, both tier 2 and tier 1, that where VSC will be listed. I also want to tell you, since we make this question, I can take the opportunity to disclose more information that the VSC coin will be listed both on our network, so VSC network, and on some exchanges will be listed the bridge version. For example, VSC coin is also available as a token on Binance BP20, so Binance BSC blockchain is also available on Polygon blockchain and on VeChain. In the future, as before we mentioned about cooperation and partnership, we will eventually have a more version of VSC token on more blockchain like Solana, Avalanche, and other important Cardano and other important blockchain. But there is no plan declared, no plan share about the numbers of bridge token that we will list. Just to complete, right now in Persona app is still providing the way to buy VSC coin for the gas fee, for making NFT minting. So there are numbers of ramps that are integrated into in Persona, where it is today possible to buy the VSC. Again, it's not a public offering, it's available for buying and provided the gas fee for the network. So I hope I answer your question.
Thank you, sir. Best of luck your project.
All right. Thank you, Ellie. And guys, do keep your question to just one question. If you have any other question, you can go to your Telegram group and ask your question. Amazing question, by the way. I have unmuted Lord Chirod.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello,
we can hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I was going through your Twitter and I was struck by one of your tweets which you have a Web3 security quiz. So I would like to say it's awesome. So I would also want to know, how often do you plan to keep this quiz going on? Most projects just think about investing and not asking questions and other feedbacks. So I would love to know, how do you plan to keep this thing going? Because it's awesome, like I said.
Mariana, if you want, I would like to ask this
Yeah.
question, to answer this question, and of course you can add more information, because this is a very sensitive area. We have been in discussion the past few weeks, and we are very much committed to support the transition from Web 2 to Web 3 at any level of community and the user culture, understanding and education. So we found that, especially for people that are the first time exposed to blockchain technology, they are also exposed to scam, malicious intention, and all sort of people that try to get advantage on people that don't understand about blockchain and Web3 security. So we are trying to provide education. We are trying to introduce education through usability. So for example, in Personal App right now, if you want to show the private key because you want to keep somewhere, or you want to for some reason get the private key, we are providing a kind of quiz and question why you want to get to your private key, who is asking this private key, because we have found like people lost their wallet, lost their asset because people pretending to be customer care, they ask user, oh, can you go to your wallet? Can you press on this button? Can you give us the private key because we need to help you to resolve your problem. So numbers of people, they get fish into this kind of scam. And as a company, as a VSC, we feel the responsibility of educating people, helping people to understand this new word, the Web3 technology. And hopefully we will do more and more to educate and help people to have a full understanding and safe transition to the Web3 technology.
I think maybe we can give as an example our community in Japan. Just so you guys imagine the weight of the responsibility that we feel and the amount of trust that we feel that they're putting on us to be able to onboard them to Web3. The users, most of the users that are coming from the 500,000 people that are with these devices, they have never interacted with blockchain before. It's their first time. So it's one of our biggest challenges and obsessions is to make sure that everything they do, they're doing safely. And as much as we don't have control on everything they're doing, we will intercept every single time we see an opportunity to make sure that they are not being scammed. So we will intercept by doing education in all of our channels, but also while they're using the app, we will intercept and make sure that they do a quiz in the app, understand why they're doing that, ask them again and again. If they take a screenshot, we'll let them know you took a screenshot. Is that what you wanted to do? Every single time. And we will continue to do that until we don't hear any more reports that scams are happening in Web3, which, as you guys know, they happen because they have an evolution process, right? So this is a very strong goal that we have in educating and protecting the community that is part of our project. We feel that this is our responsibility too.
Awesome. At the end of the AMA, I'm going to go through the quiz. I just wanted to get more information from the AMA and answer this quiz question. Thank you so much for this great response.
All right, thank you so much, Lord Chibot. And time flies when you're having fun. We have had a lot of time to understand what the VSC is all about. And we have been graced with the presence of two amazing guest speakers. I want to take this opportunity to really appreciate you, Fabio and Mariana, for being here. in Crypto Wolves to tell us about the VSC. So thank you so much. Do you have any closing remark before we wrap up this session?
I just want to thanks Crypto Wolf channel for hosting us today. It's been an amazing opportunity to speak out about our project. This morning I was joking with Mariana. I say, if you want, I can keep talking for hours about our project. This is our passion. This is what we love to do. And we are on a journey together. And we are super excited because this is just the beginning, and the demand, the response, and the participation from people, it's just amazing. We are having a fan club joining and creating fan club around VSC, around our vision and mission. So I'm sure this is not going to be the typical blockchain project or Web3 project. It's going to be something unique, something very special. And at the end of the day, we are here not just for making money. We are here trying to change people's life and for the better. And if we can have a small part into the process, we will be happy and glad to be part of your journey. So thank you so much, guys. And I hope to see you and talk to you in the next AMA session.
Thank you so much, Fabio, and thank you, Mariana. And with this, we have come to the end of the AMA with VSC. So, guys, for those of you that may not have had the chance to ask your question, do go over to the Telegram community, and they have moderators who would answer your questions. And good luck, guys. I wish you guys the very best for the coming future.
Thank you so much. We'll be back.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.